The emergency lights sputtered like fireflies trapped in dying glass, painting the ruined hallway in frantic pulses of red. Smoke drifted in thin ribbons, carrying the sting of burnt circuitry and ozone. Riven staggered backward until his shoulders hit a collapsed support beam, lungs tight, ears still ringing from the raider ambush. He'd survived plenty of close calls during salvage runs, but this one had felt final, until she appeared out of the dark. An armored silhouette, tall and unnervingly still, stepped through the drifting smoke. Her movements were fluid, almost silent, too precise to be human, too elegant to be military. The raiders turned on her with rifles raised, shouting threats, but none had time to fire. She moved like a blade through water, disabling weapons, shattering visors, dropping bodies without a wasted breath. Riven watched, stunned, as the last raider collapsed at her feet. Then she turned toward him. Her mask reflected his wide-eyed stare, a smooth obsidian visor with no visible eyes, no expression at all. She walked closer, each step deliberate, each breath measured. She didn't offer a hand. She didn't offer comfort. She simply stopped a meter from him and tilted her head as if observing a specimen. "What do you desire?" she asked. Her voice was cool, almost melodic, but layered with something artificial, something ancient. The words didn't sound like a question, they sounded like a command. Riven blinked. "I'm sorry, what? What do you desire?" she repeated. "Answer truthfully." His heart hammered. She'd just saved his life, but she felt more dangerous than the raiders. He could list a dozen things he wanted: credits, safety, a new ship, a way off this cursed station, but panic made him default to sarcasm. "What do I desire?" he said, attempting a shaky grin. "You!" A silence deeper than vacuum swallowed the hallway. Then she lifted her hands to her mask and began to remove it. The mask slid upward with a hiss, revealing a face that made Riven's stomach tighten. It was almost human. Smooth skin, delicate bone structure, but the eyes were impossible. Deep crystalline orbs shimmered like starfields, flecked with light that moved as if galaxies swirled within them. Thin metallic lines traced intricate patterns across her cheeks and jaw, glinting faintly in the emergency lighting. This was no ordinary human. No ordinary anything. Riven swallowed hard, forcing himself to meet her gaze. You're not human," he said, even though his voice sounded smaller than he wanted. Her lips curved in the faintest hint of a smile, almost amused, almost sad. "Technically," she said softly, "I am, but also something more, something older." He noticed now how her armor seemed fused with her body in places, subtle mechanical augmentations running under her skin, tiny energy conduits pulsing with quiet life. The realization settled on him like ice. This being had survived centuries, perhaps millennia, and had chosen this moment, now, to reveal herself. "I have been searching," she continued, her voice melodic, resonant, almost hypnotic, for someone who could answer honestly, someone who would not lie to themselves, even in fear. Riven's throat tightened. "Why me?" Her eyes held his like a gravitational pull. "Because most lie. Most desire what they cannot attain. Most fail." She tilted her head, studying him as if peeling away layers of instinct and pretense. "You spoke your truth, even as a joke. That is rare, that is necessary." He felt a shiver run down his spine. She wasn't just asking questions. She was evaluating, judging, weighing his very essence. And somewhere deep inside, Riven realized that whatever she was, whatever she represented, this encounter was far from casual. It was a test that he might not survive if he failed, yet he couldn't look away. She led him down a narrow service shaft, the air growing colder with each step, the hum of failing systems echoing like distant whispers. Sparks danced along exposed conduits, illuminating patches of rusted metal and shattered glass. Riven stumbled once, catching himself on a railing that shuddered under his touch. The station seemed alive, watching them, anticipating their passage. At the core of the station, the walls opened into a cavernous chamber, vast enough to make him dizzy. In the center lay a machine, dormant yet imposing, a lattice of interlocking metal and crystal that pulsed faintly as if breathing. Its surface shimmered with colors that didn't exist in nature, and faint hums resonated through the floor, vibrating in his bones. "This is the machine," she said, her voice calm but resonant in the immense chamber. "It grants desire, but it feeds on what you carry within yourself. Ambition, fear, greed, all are consumed first. Many who approach it perish." Riven's stomach churned. "Grants desire? What do you mean?" She stepped closer to the machine, trailing her hand along its shimmering surface. "It gives you what you most want, But only if your heart can survive the cost. It has taken kings, generals, and thieves. Only those who approach it honestly, without deception or malice, emerge unscathed. He swallowed, taking in the scope of what she revealed. And you think me, can survive it? Her crystalline eyes glimmered like distant stars. Perhaps not. But your answer earlier, your honesty even as a joke, indicates a heart that does not hide behind lies. That may be enough to endure where others have failed. The machine pulsed again, a low, resonant thrum vibrating through the chamber. It seemed to sense him, to beckon him forward, and Riven realized the gravity of the moment. The next step he took could change him forever, or erase him completely. And somewhere deep in that metallic heart of the station, the machine waited, hungering for desire. Riven stepped closer to the machine, his pulse hammering in his ears. Its pulsing crystals reflected in his eyes, each flicker a fragment of his own fears, regrets, and long-buried hopes. The air around it shimmered, alive with potential, whispering promises and threats all at once. He realized, with a cold clarity, that it didn't just respond to desire, it probed the soul. It would know everything he carried inside him, every insecurity, every longing he had ever buried. "What do you feel?" she asked softly from behind him. Her presence was steady, unwavering, a counterbalance to the machine's hungry pulse. I don't know," he admitted, voice tight. "I've wanted a lot of things, but I've never wanted this, never wanted to be seen." Her crystalline eyes softened. "Then that is what you must face. Desire is not only possession, desire is honesty. Without it, the machine will consume you." He inhaled sharply, feeling the weight of all the walls he had built around himself. His jokes, his bravado, they were shields he no longer needed here. Slowly, he let himself admit the truth. He wanted connection, understanding, a place where he didn't have to hide behind sarcasm or fear. The machine reacted instantly, humming louder, threads of light weaving around him, showing visions of isolation, loss, and temptation. It tried to overwhelm him, to twist desire into fear, but he held firm, embracing the vulnerability he had spent his life avoiding. A calm settled over the chamber. The pulses slowed. The machine acknowledged him, not as prey, but as a survivor. She stepped forward, removing the last trace of distance between them. "I removed my mask because I desired honesty," she said, voice low, almost intimate. "And perhaps because I desired you." Riven's breath caught. In that moment, amidst ancient machines and dying stations, two unlikely souls found understanding, and for the first time the universe seemed a little less lonely.